In mountains, you would want full coverage in the area that you want. You would still want this to be very lightweight so that it can be ported. You can still want antennas which are not heavy. That is there. So miniaturization becomes a very important and weight there. And the logistics is there, right? And again, if on an antenna, the snow melts, snow accumulates and it becomes ice. So you have to have a mechanism of, the self-heating antennas or satellite, which is there, technology is there, so that it melts, it doesn't accumulate. So there's some heating elements which keep doing that. So those are the challenges of static, right? Now it comes to the aspects of warfare. Many times what will happen is that you may not get line of sight for a wireless. So that is why you have to have a line of sight through satellite. So as a result, today, for very important missions, they will always have a radio set, which is both like a wireless as also getting connected with through a satellite, so that you are in communication. Of course, satellite has issues of the latency because there's a time delay of going down of about 200 or 300 milliseconds, which is there. And it's not, voice may not be a major problem, but today, like I said, it's a digital battlefield. So getting the appropriate bandwidth to the appropriate quantity, as well as to appropriate numbers of people having that becomes a major challenge. So stratification of communications is important, right? While you are in a relatively communicationally developed area, you may have bandwidths of, say, 1 gig like Airtel and all are providing. But as you go ahead, you've got to ration your bandwidth, communication bandwidth, right? Bandwidth, something like how much data can be passed, right? So that is what is important. Then that bandwidth is shared. So that becomes a challenge. So your application stratification becomes a challenge. So if I am developing an application, it should be able to survive at the lowest bandwidth that is going to come up. And so that means there should be a gradual degradation of services while it is available, right? That is how it is there. So this becomes a major challenge. Of course, the weather challenges all are there. And this is one as far as this is concerned. But more important is the aspirations of the user. Today, look, the user is, all of us are used to having a mobile. And that mobile, one doesn't realize, like today I'm sitting at home. I got a Airtel broadband connection in my home, which is going up to one gigabyte which is there of Airtel scheme, which is there, right? But this is shared. So that's quite adequate. So even if my mobile is getting 300 Mbps, it's okay. For my Wi-Fi, small Wi-Fi, I've also put a small, Airtel gives you a UPS, which is just size of say, pencil box, so it can sustain, even if the power goes off, it can sustain itself for about half an hour. So even if lights fail, my Wi-Fi doesn't go down, so that is why power plays a very important role. So all that becomes important. So when I'm used to this, they must understand, that this kind of luxury will not be available in the
battlefield.